Well, today I got some house flipping advice for you. This is Rick Jarman, Real Estate Investing Old School. Now, this is just my opinion, and it's like heads. Everybody's got one. Or, some folks say something else, but we're going to keep it clean. We'll keep it PG. Anyway, say you go out and you buy a house for $30,000 and you put 40 in it. You got 70,000. And I like to make at least a minimum 20,000 no matter what. But we're going to use that, I like to net 20 minimum. But let's just use that for an example that, we're not talking about commissions or closing costs. Let's just play with whole numbers. Now, you want to make a $20,000 profit. So now, I'm all about whatever you buy, it needs to be a deal. I don't care if it's a $30,000 house or if it's an $80,000 house. You don't buy it unless it's a deal. So you bought the $30,000 house, you put 40 in it, you got 70 in it, you got to sell it for 90 to make you 20. Now you go out here and say you find a house that's $80,000 and you've got to put 15,000 in it. So now you've got 95,000 in it and you want to make 20, so you got to sell it for 115. Sometimes just because a house is less expensive, you've got to look at the time value of putting in that work into it. The house that you put $40,000 into it, you had to do more work. In this market, you won't get the house done, get it on the market as quick as you can. So if you've got a house that you're having to put $40,000 worth of work in it, that means it's a lot more detailed work got to go into it. You're having to do more. It's just requiring more construction work on it, and it takes longer. Now, to make that $20,000, you had to spend longer time, more than likely, than you did on the house that you only had to spend $15,000. So what I'm trying to say is, just because it's a better price, a lower price, and your profit margin's the same, what you've got to put into it, how long it's going to take, that comes into play. You want to, like I always tell you, whatever you do, you want the least path of resistance. If you can get that other house ready, make 20,000, you've only got to put 15 in it because all you got to do is some flooring and painting or whatever, versus one that you got to go in and do a bunch of rewire and fix rotten floors and whatever, It's the time factor. You might do 2 of those houses that you only had to put 15,000 in. And then you'll be made 40,000 in the same amount of time it took to do the 30,000 that you put 40 in. So it's not the numbers. I mean, you got a profit margin you've got to set no matter what. This is what I want to make. It doesn't matter if you're buying a $200,000 house or 50,000. You need to know going into this is the number I want to net after everything's over with. And of course, and I know y'all know what net profit is, but somebody that's getting started may not know. We all had to start somewhere. Your net profit is after you deduct everything you spend on that house. Closing costs, repairs, interest to the bank, everything. When you pay all those bills and you get down to the bottom line, that's your net. So that being said, sometimes just because it's a less expensive house and you got a good deal on it, you won't get a good deal on everything, like I said, but say you got a good deal on it, but you had to put so much money in it. It's not the amount of money put in, it's the time too. It's to do all the work. If you can do 2 houses as quick as you can do that one, you got a chance to make double the money. Years ago when I was just building a lot of houses, I was a home builder. That's basically what I did and fool with my rental property, and we'd flip a little then, but home building was our main thing up to I turned 60 years old, which was in 2015. Now, we made it through the recession. We come out whole. I didn't want to do what it takes to be competitive in the home building business now. I mean, just like I said, I just turned 64. So I'm not, I'm wanting to slow down. So even though I still love it, people ask me, said, don't you miss building houses? I said, well, yeah, that's all I ever wanted to do. And I miss it sometimes, but I can go get in my recliner and prop my feet up and it'll pass. But today, in my market here, I'd have to buy $500,000 worth of lots. Every construction loan is going to be $200-something thousand. And a good flip, like I said, I want to make at least $20,000, but a lot of times we do a lot better than that. I'm doing better with that. And the worst thing that happened on a flip that I do If it doesn't sell, I can rent it. So you know, it's just a lot less stress. And but hey, if you want to be a home builder, it's fun. I liked it, did it, like I said, full time since 1984. But it will. I don't like custom. I hadn't did any custom houses since 1998. When my kids got grown, I said that's it, because you know you can take two houses. I'm getting off of flipping now and getting into home building, but it's something you need to know, because a lot of times people start out flipping, they think about getting into building. So you got two houses side by side. People think because this is a custom it'll be cheaper. It's not. You say you got two houses just alike. That custom, you got all the details. You've got to deal with the people that you're building it for. It just takes more time, a lot more stress. Now, like I said, we built nothing but speculative. You want to know what speculative building is? I would buy the lot. I'd pick the plan out. I'd put the house on it. I picked the colors, did everything. We'd sell the house. We made the money. We didn't have to deal with anybody till they bought the house. That's riskier, but you know, it's also, you make more money. And we'd do it in a way, I'd go in by whole subdivisions, you know, 20, 30 lots, build it out. And you know, when people, the closest thing to a custom would be, they'd come in, they'd pick their colors. We did that at our office. The colors, the cabinet colors, the floor, and we did all that in our office, because the less choices they have to make, the better it is. But anyway, just threw that in there, it costs extra. But back to the flipping. You know, this market we're in, it is a good market, so you need to turn out as many houses as you can. And so don't get tied up on a house just because you got a good deal on it, that you're having to put a lot of money in it. And it's not the money, it's the time. But you just don't get tied up with that. Hey, baby, hey.
Hey.
Come on. Anyway, my little granddaughters came in. I do this at my house in the kitchen because it's quieter than at my office. So anyway, don't get tied up in just on the price that you're paying for a piece of property. You may have to pay more, but if you can get it done for less, make the same profit, turn it quicker. You know, like I think I kind of got sidetracked, but what I used to do when I was building new houses, now I got a grandson trying to come in. I'm fixing to have to quit. Yeah, they're out of school. But anyway, if you're going to build, when I was building houses, I realized if I could build 10 houses and make the same money as 15, I was ahead of the game. Why deal with that many more people if you make the same money? So anyway, this is Rick Jarman, real estate investor in old school. I hope this has been helpful. Talk to you later. Thank you. Well, anyway, folks, I want to come back to you. I'm sorry about the interruptions at the end, but I'm not going to cut them out, because I want you to know everything I'm telling you is the real world. And you know, grandkids and kids, that's all part of the real world. That's why we do what we do. But I do want to tell you this, because I know some of you probably say, he just makes $20,000 a house. Well, we make this. I'm telling you, $20,000 is the least I'm going to make. Now, I'd say my last 3 flips went from $30,000 to $43,000. But if I'm looking at a little old house, I'm going to make $20,000 net. I'm not going to fool with it. Now, you know, if it's a less expensive enough house, I can make 20. I'm happy, because you're doing several, it adds up. I did want to come back and tell you this, because this is the real world, and everything I'm telling you, I've done it. You know, I've lived it. I'm not telling you what's in a book. I'm telling you from my experience. I want you to know it's the real deal. I ain't trying to sell nothing, as I always tell you, so I'm not really concerned if it's not professional. That's all right. You're getting your money's worth, because it ain't costing you nothing. It's the content, and I hope y'all overlook that. And I appreciate everybody that takes time to watch my clips, little videos. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to get better with each one of them. I hope they're helping you. I guess the only thing else to say is I hope everybody has a safe and fun weekend. And like I always tell you, keep looking for the real estate. With all that being said, y'all have a good weekend. Talk with you later.